does terror have a... And I'd first like to ask Mr. Vinod Mehta the significance of Janardhan Dwivedi coming out today and saying what he did. Because, you know, we know he's a very close aide of Mrs. Gandhi as well. So what is the significance of his? Janardhan Dwivedi.
Janardhan Dwivedi.
Well, I have no comment to make on that. I just want to say one thing. That let's not get hung up on the word saffron or what nomenclature to give it. After all, you have to call it by some name. There is jihadi terror on one side, and there is this other terror on this side. Now, if you don't say saffron is a color of good luck and good wishes and spring and all this kind of thing, so what are you going to... It does exist. Nobody is denying it exists. So I don't think we need to worry so much about the name. And this is a complete banality that terror has no color. Of course, terror has no color. That's absolutely true. But we call those other guys jihadi terror. So some sort of... But I'm prepared, I'm quite open to any name that you call it. It's not... the name is unimportant. The phenomena is important, not the name. And the phenomena exists. It may not be as large as the jihadi terror. In scale, etc., it may not be so well organized. But it's undeniable now that the phenomena exists. And the phenomena is loosely, very loosely, tied in with the parivar.
Sachin, how do you though see in what is a very apparent divide within the Congress then on whether this term should be used at all? You have the Home Minister saying it to a conference of state police chiefs, and now you have a senior General Secretary contradicting that. How do you look at that divide?
I think reading too much into the choice of words in terms of what color one chooses to depict terrorism, and like Mr. Vinod Deo said, terrorism in all its forms, all its shape, has to be recognized, dealt with firmly, whether it's right-wing extremist, left-wing extremist. There are the red corridors of terror. There is this word that the Home Minister used about the saffron being a color of one terrorism. I think the depiction he was trying to convey was there are all sorts of terrorism, and this is a new phenomenon that one has to be aware of. There is right-wing Hindu extremist terrorism activities happening, whether it's the Malegaon blast or so many other issues have come up. So terrorism, I think, is not blue, green, purple or orange. Terrorism is a problem this country faces internally and externally.
So should he have used the word saffron at all?
I don't want to really underscore the choice of words you use. He was trying to convey to the conference that this is a kind of terror that must be dealt with. And really, I think as government, one should not distinguish between what kind of terror it is. If people are perpetrators, are
But when the Home Minister uses that
activities,
term, then he automatically, in a sense, distinguishes.
He's not. I don't think he was trying to distinguish between one or the other kind.
We can have a contest. You can ask your people, what is the phrase? I mean, we are happy with any word.
What word
you just throw any word you use.
But
it's not jihadi terror.
It's not the Bharatiya Janata Party, unfortunately, has been overly sensitive about this. This also raises a few question marks as to why they ought to be so oversensitive about this. They have to say, well, terrorism, whether it's any shape, color or shade, should be condemned, and we condemn it wholeheartedly. But to say some members of parliament I saw in today, the BJP MPs, were making all sorts of comments which were taking things to the other extreme. I think that was also uncalled for. However, terrorism has to be dealt with a firm hand and irrespective of what the religion, what the color, what the race of the terrorist is.